approaching 88 years of age, I wake up in the morning thinking, I'm still here. I get tearful, not through sadness, but through the wonder of having been alive. If you want to waste your life being in resentment, fine, go ahead. It's not in my ken. I could carry resentment over the past, this and the other. But that's death. You're not living. You have to acknowledge one thing. Life is painful. Sometimes people get hurt. Sometimes we get hurt. But you can't live like that. When they cover the earth over you, that's it. We move on. We come full circle. We dip down to, that's all, folks. And that, it was all a dream anyway. The only meaning I can put to it is that everything I sought and yearned for found me. I didn't find it. It came to me.
There's no doubt that Sir Anthony Hopkins has lived a life full of extraordinary accomplishments and fulfillment. Yet behind that remarkable legacy lies a pivotal moment.
Now everything's changed.
A moment in 1975 when an inner voice spoke to him, forever changing the course of his life.
I was drunk, driving my car here in California, in a blackout, no clue where I was going. And it was a moment when I realized that I could have killed somebody or myself, which I didn't care about. But I could have killed a family in a car, you know. And I realized that I was an alcoholic. And I came to my senses and I said to, it was an ex-agent of mine at this party in Beverly Hills. I said, I need help. So I made the fatal phone call to an intergroup in LA, 12-step program. So we'll send somebody over to meet you. I said, no, I'll come to you. So I went to this intergroup office. So 11 o'clock precisely, looked at my watch. And this is the spooky part. Some deep, powerful thought or voice spoke to me from inside and said, it's all over. Now you can start living. And it has all been for a purpose. So don't forget one moment of it.
And it was just a voice from the blue.
From inside, deep inside me. But it was vocal, male, reasonable, like a radio voice. And it was a monotone, but it's all over. The craving to drink was taken from me, or left.
Weird stuff.
I don't have any theories except the divinity or that power that we all possess inside us that creates us from birth, life force, whatever it is. It's a consciousness, I believe. That's all I know. But my whole life has been like that. But what happened that morning when that voice said, it's over, now you can start living, and it has all been for a purpose. So don't forget one moment of it. I knew that was a power way beyond my understanding. Not up there in the clouds, but here, in here. So I chose to call it at that moment, God. I didn't know what else to call it.
It's strange how sometimes life has to break us to wake us. Sobriety didn't just give him back his life. It revealed a new one. It's almost like this quiet voice from within guided him to simply wake up and live.
We all have problems. We've all got limitations. But I do believe that if you say, wake up and live, we actually tap into a power that's in ourselves, which helps us to do not everything, but some things. I discovered that I could compose music. I discovered that I could write. I discovered through my lovely wife, Stella, that I could paint. And I remember she was an example because she changed my life. She found some drawings in some old scripts of mine, just after we got married. She said, these drawings, you did these? I said, yeah, you got to paint. I said, I can't paint. She said, of course you can, just do it. So I then bought some canvases and acrylic paints and pens and inks. And I just do it.
Art can be a way of connecting to something pure, like the simple act of being alive. It can also allow us to express something that cannot be put into words, freedom. But something that can often hold us back from feeling free is resentment. In order to move forward in life, we have to let go of the past.
If you want to waste your life being in resentment, 50 years later, 58 years later, fine, go ahead. It's not in my ken. See, I could carry resentment over the past, this and the other, but that's death. You're not living. You have to acknowledge one thing, that we are imperfect. We're not saints. We do the best we can. Life is painful. Sometimes people get hurt. Sometimes we get hurt. But you can't live like that. You have to say, get over it. And if you can't get over it, fine. Good luck to you.
Once you release the grip of anger and resentment, the world opens in ways you never imagined. Hopkins reminds us that life isn't about controlling every outcome or keeping score of what's been done to us. It's about showing up and noticing the small miracles that surround us every day. Because when we stop carrying the weight of the past, we finally have the space to see life in all its mystery, beauty, and wonder.
Do you feel like you achieved your dreams?
Oh, yeah. I didn't know if they were dreams. They just happened to me. Because I can't take credit for them at all. I cannot. I mean, my life is a mystery to me. I'm not trying to sound ultra modest or humble, but I have to confess that I don't understand how it all happened. The miracle is, look at my hands, my hands are an 87-year-old man's hands. But the miracle of it is I'm still here. And that's not a mathematical formula, that's a miracle of life that's in us all. The heart that still beats. I look at my cat, I watch him sleeping out for the count, and I look at the miracle of his life. A little cat, the miracle, the sheer miracle. To dismiss it is a sacrilege.
Hopkins finds beauty in the simple things in life. A beating heart, a sleeping cat, the hands that have carried him through decades. And yet through all these miraculous moments comes perspective. They serve as a reminder that nothing is permanent. Therefore, life cannot be taken too seriously.
If I start taking myself too seriously, I do think it's only a job, it's only acting. So for me, they're just pastiches, little dabs of paint in one's life. You get to a certain age in life, you're going through, you got ambitions, you got great dreams, and everything's fine. And there on the distant hill is death. And you think, well, now is the time to wake up and live and really enjoy it.
Ambition and dreams fade when you take a step back. Life isn't about achievements. It's about presence, about noticing the moments before the final curtain. With this point of view, legacy serves very little purpose.
A legacy? I'd never think about it. I never think about it. When they cover the earth over you, that's it. We move on. I remember I was asked by the widow of Lawrence Oliver, Joan Plowright, if I would read the last lines of King Lear at the casket in this little church in Sussex. And after that, we got into our cars and went to the crematorium. And I was sitting next to Maggie Smith, the great actress Maggie Smith, and there was the casket, and finally there was the curtain. You could hear the rollers taking them into the crematorium, into the flames. Maggie Smith said, "What a final curtain." And you think, God almighty, what is it all about? The wonder of all that energy that had gone into his life, or anyone's life. Seeing my own father dying, going to the hospital the night he died. And I felt his feet that they put in bed. They were dead cold, he'd gone. And as I stood there, that silent night in that empty-sounding hospital in South Wales, a voice again came to me, you're not so hot either. This is what will happen to you. It's a great wake-up call when you know that. But what it is, it's an awakening, several awakenings and epiphanies. And you think, yeah, that's right. The only meaning I can put to it is that everything I sought and yearned for found me. I didn't find it. It came to me. I had one moment when I decided to change my life. When I was a little boy, I dreamed of where I am now. And I remember saying to my father one day, I'll show you. Certain moments in our life, we get little signals, little flashes. I may have had a vision, I don't know. Well, I was told I would be a failure. I was told I would amount to nothing. Didn't have much hope. But everything happened for me. Now, maybe at that moment when I said, I'll show you, maybe that set a spark off. I don't know. Maybe something divine went off in me. And I don't know how that happens. But it's happened to me.
And from that spark, Anthony Hopkins has created one of the most iconic careers in cinematic history. Since his career began 74 years ago, he's accumulated 2 Academy Awards, 4 BAFTA Awards, 2 Primetime Emmy Awards, and a Lawrence Olivier Award. Across his vast film, theater, and television career, there's something that everyone can resonate with. He's lived a life only one can dream of, which is suitable considering his profound philosophy that life is an illusion.
Whether you're a Christian or a believer or Catholic or Protestant or Muslim or Hindu, it's all the same. Life is a dream. And this is beyond religion or spirituality, is that this is all an illusion. Maya. Because my life has been such. Now, I'm not sure where the reality is, but when you look at our own lives, we don't know what reality is. We don't know what life is. We don't know what time is. We could be dreaming in this at this moment. We don't know. The self is a kind of fiction. None of it makes any logical left-brain sense to me. There have been books written about it, Jung wrote about it, that there's something in us that we deeply understand. That's how asleep the human race is. So our whole history has been one of a slumber. All that we see or seem is but a dream within a dream. It's a dream within a dream, to quote Edgar Allan Poe. They are not long the days of wine and roses. Out of a misty dream, a path emerges for a while, then closes within a dream.
In this dream within a dream that we call life, Hopkins credits something within ourselves that stretches far beyond all religions, something that is always inside all of us, but is still so easily overlooked.
I think there's a superior consciousness in all of us that we touch into sometimes. I don't know if I believe in anything. I mean, I'm a deity, but I believe whatever that thing is that we talk about for centuries, I think it's just within us. I read someone, I can't remember whether it was in the Old Testament or I think it was a shaman, maybe Carlos Castaneda, but the shaman said it was a drought. Cattle were dying, people were dying in a desert. And the shaman said, build the ditches, dig the ditches for the rain. And they said, there is no rain. Dig the ditches and the rain will come. Remarkable things have happened in my life by just wishing or asking for something, for a bit of help. Yes, and I don't believe, I'm an agnostic, I guess. Is there any way you can help me or whatever? And there's something inside us that will respond, I believe. I really believe that. We have to make our lives, because life is tough. We have to believe in the power of life. Now, you non-believers may say, oh, that's nonsense. Well, believe what you want. That's the rational mind. I don't think the rational mind is working too well at the moment. It's the irrational mind, the subconscious.
The subconscious mind is a tool we can use for our benefit and is certainly one of the great mysteries of life. However, Hopkins takes this a step further in expressing everyday existence as one profound, miraculous mystery.
All I know is that there's a bigger mystery in my life than I can even comprehend. I don't know what I am, I don't know where I came from, I don't know where I'm going. I have no idea what made me. I came from my father, my mother, my grandfather, but I don't know what I consist of. I have no idea, but I believe that something underneath it is miraculous. I feel every day as I get older, anyway, is that it's all a miracle. I mean, my heart beats, lungs breathe. That is an extraordinary phenomenon. All these years later, 82, my heart is still beating. My body is functioning as far as I know. I feel relatively sane. But what I do know is that I know nothing. Now I am completely clueless because I've lived to such an age that I realize that my knowledge is meaningless, that of myself I am nothing, that we are not special. Once you begin to believe in, terminal uniqueness, absolute specialness, then your life is not worth living, because we are not special. We're just ashes at the end. That is the great feeling for me. To quote T.S. Eliot or Auden, I've seen the moment of my greatness flicker, and I have seen the eternal footman hold my coat and snicker, and in short I was afraid. That's the wonderful thing. Or Mackay, there was a door to which I had no key, there was a veil through which I could not see. Some little talk a while of thee and me, and then no more of thee and me. That's the greatest spiritual ethic of all, to know nothing. If you have certainty, you're dead. Certainty destroys people. Hitler destroyed 40 million people because he was certain. Stalin destroyed millions of his own people. Certainty, because he knew. No one knows.
Perhaps then, it is because Hopkins has no certainty in life that he is able to live such an extraordinary one. Through this methodology of uncertainty, he grows by living in the present moment. When we stop reminiscing on the past or looking for the future for happiness, we are able to fully embrace where we are now.
Believe in the life force. My philosophy is get on with it, enjoy it. I just take it easy and think, well, what's to be will be. I've got one thing that helps me through. I say, today is the tomorrow I was so worried about yesterday. Tomorrow doesn't exist. Next hour does not exist. It's all potential. I know people who live in the past, they just live back there all the time, talking about something that happened to them 30 years ago. They're like zombies. And I can't hang out with those people. I know them, but I can't spend more than 5 minutes with them because I feel so guilty about being happy when they're so miserable. Because it's life's in session. For many years, I thought life was a big rehearsal, a big event. And somebody in Los Angeles said, Tony, this is the big event. Life is in session. We spend so much time thinking it's a rehearsal for the big event, the big red carpet in the sky. And it's not.
And it's no secret Hopkins' life has been one massive event indeed. Recently, he has accepted the 2024 Lifetime Achievement Award at the Joy Awards for his immense success in the film industry. Despite his undeniable success, he's cautious to not let his ego get the best of him. During his Lifetime Achievement speech, he said,
"At this time of my life, I'm just happy to wake up in the morning and realize I'm still here."
So how do you explain the fact that you reached the pinnacle of your craft?
I have no idea. As I say, I cannot take credit for anything. You see, the ego is the most dangerous part of us. Ego is the enemy. You have to have a little bit of it to keep moving. But you let that get out of control, then you have the power freak. You see them in the papers every day. The corruptness of corporations, the greed, the power, the belief that they're gods. I know of people who cannot communicate. They have bodyguards around them, and they have an entourage and nobody's allowed to talk to them. Well, okay, if that's what they want. But it's a terrible life, I think. Because you can't function. You cannot function. And it is all about the ego. The most powerful force is the ego, and it's a killer. You need it. It's the burr under the saddle that keeps you moving, but you have to be in control of it. And constantly on guard against it, And to not make demands, but make requests. And be respectful. And I think that's all. And if I'm cruel or disrespectful to someone, I'm going to pay the price for it. So I've learned over the years, slowly, and I'm a sinner like everyone else, I've learned over the years to respect people, to be kind. And if I'm angry about something, fine, I'm angry. I'm only human.
And one remarkable human he is. He's proven to be not only a successful actor, but also a profound source of wisdom. There's something we can all learn from the immense intellect of Sir Anthony Hopkins.